Ah! Thank you, James. Brought to you by the lovely Tina. My birthday present. I lied to y'all. I said I wasn't gonna wear them. I like them, y'all. Ah! Kingdom, appreciate it. Thank Tina when she comes in here. Cardaholic. I'm sorry about that. Fabian, can you put that up again? Steve is the one who just told me that. JT, I'm sorry about that. Jocelyn, I'm in here on shenanigans. Fabian, can you post that again? Fabian, post what you put so I can start over with that. Ernie, what else is new? Do you remember the year before last? Cal got a 4-star reclass announcement put on ESPN. We get a 4-star and people want to fire the coach already. Cal got a 4-star reclass point guard. And guess what else he got to do? Pick the schools between who he was choosing from. There's nothing you can do about that. It would be a waste of time, effort, energy, and thought to even worry. You know I put on my no limit gear on purpose. You know I was going to do that. You know that. I mean, y'all like, listen. Whoever was in here talking about Cat West. Do you know Cat West had those producers pulling all the sound from me and Steve, anything we've said positive about DJ Wagner for the last however many months? They had to go back months and they had to listen to every second of me and Steve so they can clip out something and put it all together. You would think we never said anything like, okay, well, he's going to need some help, or he can't do this, or this other guy's pretty good too. And you would think it was DJ or bust. No, Sean, no. That's a recruitment. That's a recruit. Like, you got to understand. His dad played for Cal. His dad has sworn to take care of that child. Nike has already been taking care of him. You would have had to rip DJ from the cold, dead hands of his dad and Cal and Nike to succeed. Yes, gloves off on our team. I can do that. Fabian. That is pretty funny, Corey. Fabian, do me a favor. Type right now. Will somebody tell me what Florida State's record is? Do that favor for me right now. Some first person in the chat. No, Kevin. Not only tell me Florida State's record, but tell me who Florida State lost to. Who did Florida State lose to? Stetson, Troy, and who else? Stetson, Troy, and South Florida or UCF or something. One of those Florida schools. Scotty D got his 400th win. Steve, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is early season losses happen. Early season 1-point losses happen. When Florida State already has their system together. There's been, listen, when I say doomsday, boy, I am not talking about the team. I am not talking about the team at all. Stetson, Troy, and UCF. We're talking about top 15 schools all over the country taking early losses. Who do these people think they are to start Kenny Payne's Louisville career with championship standards on game 2? Championship or bust on game 2. You'll never catch up to that. Ross, you my guy, but boy, Ross, I don't know if you're built for midnights, man. Listen. I appreciate having you in here, man. But I'm telling you, you come off the top rope with the negative Nancy bomb, and you come off the top ropes with the negative Nancy bomb every single time. Roderick, they have to learn their defensive principles against other teams who run different systems. That takes time. Off the top rope, we better beat this team. I saw that little post about unacceptable championship standards, right? And then they followed up with, okay, well, if you won the next 2, or okay, 1 and 3 is unacceptable. Okay, 2 and 7 is unacceptable. Okay, so this whole season you've already written the entire. Yes, Jason, they've had months with KP with conditioning and trying to teach basic fundamental skills. Basic fundamental skills offensively. Learning how to play man-to-man defense a different way. Learning, like, it's a reboot. It's a total reboot. Jason, Kenny Payne can come out here and run a zone and win games. But guess what? Nobody's getting better. But hey, the fans are, listen, but the fans are happy because they're 2-0. And guess what? No players develop. Kamari hasn't gotten a chance to face any adversity. Ellis hasn't had a chance to face any adversity. We haven't we don't get a chance to learn our lesson about making stops, at the end of the game. Now you want to stop hype videos? That means stop cheering. Stop celebrating Louisville basketball because they're 0-2. So Florida State, so everybody's program should shut down when you're 0-2. Shut down your media department. I mean, do you see? Listen, y'all know that in the United States of America, one of the biggest differences between now and 50 years ago is the anxiety levels. Heightened anxiety levels today match those of psych ward patients in the 60s. The anxiety levels of today's American citizens matches that of psychiatric patients 50 years ago. This is why. They better not lose to Appalachian State because there's no way they can get better. There's no way they can get better. We have to fire him now. There's no way any player can get better if we lose to Appalachian State. You go upset somebody over there. Well, if we hadn't lost to Bellarmine and Appalachian State and Wright State by 1 point, we wouldn't be in this position. Okay, now we're 5-5. If we hadn't lost to... Just bring the energy. Remember listen, get your confidence right. Get your fundamentals right. As much sports as y'all have seen, y'all have watched for years and years and years and years and years. Y'all have watched in every sport the same team go from looking dysfunctional to looking awesome. You've watched teams go from looking awesome to looking dysfunctional. Now, for some reason, people have decided that a dysfunctional showing never changes from one game to the next. You act like you don't see constant improvement. I mean, I've watched it in football and basketball. I've watched teams flip everything. What do you mean you better not be 0-3? What do you like why do you even talk like that? Why do people talk like that? Why do people that claim to be fans, why do they ignore everything positive? Why do they hate that I point out positive things? Yeah, I swear to God, swear to God, y'all can You'll never run out of shit to talk about if you want to find the negative. Like I said, I forget who it was. Who was it that I saw on Twitter today just said, I think it was Ethan Moore. It was like 0-3 is not acceptable. And look, you know what 0-3, what does he 0-3 and turned into most likely 0-10? You're fucking dumbasses. Fair enough. Oh, Ross, I'm sorry, Ross. I just wasn't ready for your off the top rope blow. Fair enough. Y'all, we know Ross is the day one. I don't remember the exact math, but it was like 0-3 is unacceptable, 2-6 is unacceptable, 8 and 8 and who looks that far into the future of just absolute certainty, but only when it's negative? Because again, this has come from past experience. I watched Chris Mack have his team top 10 in the country, and the only thing I heard was, let's see what he does in the tournament. Let's see. I'm not going to cheer for him till he does it in the tournament. I'm not going to do anything until he does it in the tournament. I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. Oh, go fucking figure. No, shit. Listen, here's the problem. My homeboy from Clarksville. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna invite him. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Facebook. Let me see if he's available. Hold on. I'll get y'all behind the scenes. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sending him something right now. If he's up. Okay. One of my good friends is the dad of the point guard for App State. He just had like look, the point guard for App State just had like 28 the other night. I think I had him on the show a couple weeks back. Their point guard, his name is Boykin. He's a problem, y'all. So everyone, there's too much pressure on Fabio. I don't think it's too much pressure. I just think he got to kind of he has to push the line. The Cliff Notes is we control the game for most of the game. We let Wright State hang in there. They made a couple plays down the stretch. We didn't know how to lock down and win the game. Yeah, he's not gonna do. Listen. KP damn sure don't hear this noise. Yeah, the mental, the screenshot. Oh, I wonder about that sometimes. Just hold on to the negative. Oh my God. Um, I didn't see that part either. But yeah, I mean, they had already been doing business together. They had already been doing business. Basically, like, you know how Pierce Clarkson doing Flyville and all that? Like, they was already doing business. Nike, DJ, Kentucky County already been doing business. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Louisville cannot get better. Like they lost because they're a finished product. Don't realize they said ship jumpers. Yeah, yeah, Ethan wanted, listen, and see, I didn't even have time to sit there and argue that you're not getting a coach like Musselman to leave Arkansas in the situation. That's like Stoops leaving Kentucky football when there's no pressure. Why would you do that? Um, I said, yeah. Listen, I want to tell Nolan, like, listen, Nolan, if you're gonna do it all the way. If not, or no, keep it funny. Like, don't let them get under your skin. Yes, yes. Ooh, what's going on with the Philly game? Jump ship and be gone. Right? Yeah, I mean, you should have seen. Andy Sweeney could not wait for this announcement. I mean, I was doing my show, right? Andy must have came and came past our studio. Like, could you imagine me and Steve talking back and forth? I'm telling y'all, I saw Andy come in there when they announced that DJ was, having his house. He was already ready to go. They come in bright and early when Louisville loses. Listen, I pull up in my car. Yeah, I see. Look, I'm in the garage. I'm like, oh shit! Like, what Andy doing here already? Andy ain't till 3 o'clock. I'm like, damn. I mean, just celebrating. I saw that, Jeff. I was talking to Steve about that. Matt Owen, I did. For God's sake, he just signed a Nike deal. What did folks expect? I don't know. Oh, that's what I'm saying. They've been doing business. Cal has already taken care of them. You think it's just coincidence that Cal called up his people again at ESPN and made sure that put Louisville up there? It's like, okay, that's cool. But listen, in the real world, I'm like, the number one player was choosing between two schools. He chose Kentucky over Louisville. Okay, let's say you lose the top. I mean, and this is just like me, kind of spitball. Like, if you lose most of the guys to Kentucky and Nike or whatever, and you get the second wave of guys, if the number one point guard or number two point guard or number two whatever was choosing between Kentucky and Louisville, what does that tell the rest of the young kids? That means the top point guard was choosing between. If you don't know much about Louisville, you're still like, damn, he's thinking about going to Louisville. What if you're the number 14 player in the country? Oh, that's pretty funny. Who's headed to Auburn after 5 seasons? You're still like Musselman. It's a good job here, but until you got your sanctions cleaned up and everything, you weren't getting him. So be easy with the dumpster fire rhetoric. CH was good. Yeah, everything you did was with the Cloud till 2 days ago. You listen, for all he knew this summer, you were assuming they were going to not be in the tournament anyway. You know what you were coaching? Individual improvement, individual confidence. Yes, team concept, get to the paint, kick it out. Work on your game of getting to the paint and passing. We're gonna shoot enough shots to where I'll get y'all scoring, but work on this other stuff. We're probably not in the tournament anyway. When he says he's rebuilding a program the right way, that's what you do. You say, stop. You say, stop. Everybody stop. I want everybody, we're going to do layups. We're going to do, we're going to do individual workouts before the game. We're going to push y'all individually. All that other stuff, the game strategy comes later. I mean, damn, y'all act like you didn't see the last 4 years of basketball, the last 5 years of basketball. You act like y'all didn't complain about Jalen Withers attacking the basket more physical for the last couple years. You act like you didn't say, JJ, you got to be more aggressive. Rose, you got to be more aggressive. You got Rose, you got to catch the ball. Rose got talent. You got to catch the ball. You act like the same things. Man, they start off good and then they get kind of lazy. He's trying to change the personalities of the players. Like, you know how hard it is to get somebody to like to get fouled who doesn't like to get fouled? And the Nike logo would make it easier. Everybody knows that. I believe that. Right. I do. Listen, I have an incredible disdain for fans that say things like, you better not, in game 2, in game 3. Like, year 1, new coach, new system, new everything. Cloud just cleared 2 weeks ago. Just like I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with some people. Listen, a couple of those media guys. Something ain't right with them. So just some of these dudes that just like got to axe the ground with KP. I'm just like, something ain't right. Y'all ain't wired right. Because that's not, like I said, I know a fan and critique. I know what that looks like. GFX plus group. What's good? What's good? Eagles get their first L. Look, did they get cheated? Or was it legit? I mean, listen, that's why they wanted Rick out of here. Rick said, listen, Rick said it years ago. You got to get the shoe companies out of the college game. That's the only way you'll fix it. You know what happened after that? He had an FBI probe on him. Oh. Yeah. I agree with that. Like I said, I'm totally comfortable in pointing out bad effort on plays. If you're going to point out good effort on plays, imagine somebody taking the snapshot of the 5 worst plays, and that's all they talk about. Imagine that. Imagine a game, a 40-minute game, where a guy makes extra effort here, guy makes an extra effort here to get the charge, guy does this, guy does that, this guy makes a good rotation, this guy makes. Imagine seeing all this good stuff and finding the 5 worst plays of the game and saying, these plays are the representation of the program. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, that's like, yeah, I'll find your 5 worst or your 5 dumbest tweets at your job and say, yeah, these stupid tweets are you. Oh. I rep Louisville. What's good? Hold on. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, right. Like, I mean, y'all know this is true, right? Y'all do know this is true. DeJuan. Now, okay, now you can say that's an opinion. The part is DeJuan wasn't about to have DJ go anywhere else but UK. Okay, you can say that's a good summation. That's a good opinion. But here's this part. He has always credited Cal for saving his life. Y'all do know that. Y'all realize that's really true, right? DJ's father has always credited Cal for saving his life. Kenny Payne had a shot at getting Wagner's attention. Don't tell anybody, but a point guard is a better point guard when there's a bunch of other high draft, highly touted players around him. Don't tell anybody I said that. We wanted DJ to pick Louisville for love and sentimental value. But on a basketball court, Kentucky's class was already Nike'd out, top 10'd out. So he already had players that's ready to go to the league on his team. I don't know if they're necessarily as good as they're ranked, but we'll talk about that down the line. Like, y'all know that. Like I said, we had, like I said, we got in late. Kenny Payne got the job. We had a couple months to try. We had 6 months to try to undo 4 years of DJ Wagner. I mean, that's fair, right? Kentucky has about 4 years. Kenny Payne has about 6 months at a university to try to steal a recruit, I mean, hey, that's a toss-up. No, I think he thought about it. But once the Nike money, the Cal ratcheted up the pressure. Once Cal saw that DJ was actually thinking about Louisville, he was like, okay, we can't let that happen. Under no circumstances can we sign this kid right now. Look, I don't care if you take money out of my check. Give DJ a deal. Chet, I've been going at 10:30. Yeah, that's a good read. I'm tired of losing to Nike. Well, are you willing to get, hey, I dare you, Jason, to get on Twitter and say I don't want to be Adidas anymore. and watch how you get bombarded. Oh, I was sad, Kevin, when I saw Kent Taylor's leaving. I don't know. He's too good though. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the I don't know with the Kent Taylor situation. He must have got something good cracking. I don't. Is that you think they look like a high school team? You don't think they're learning a new system? You think they're a high school team because they lost to Bellarmine? So you're a high school team if you lose to Bellarmine? I'm going to enjoy watching them grow. Like you've literally seen them get better every game. If what is it a tough watch because what you want to win championships now? You think Kenny Payne should have been here winning championships immediately? It's like saying I got championship standards, but you're not paying attention to the situation. Yeah, I mean, them hit after quarterback. That's not. I mean, you don't have to recruit. That's like saying it's like saying Louisville didn't recruit my Jalen. He didn't have to recruit him. We have one conversation face to face. Marcus Maben, LaDon, Jalen, Charlie Strong. You don't need a long-term recruitment. Charlie Strong calls my phone. Hey, let's get together. I want to talk to your kid. Well, shit, they're in town right now. Oh yeah. Well, let's meet up over at the office. What time? 2 hours. Cool. We go over to the football facility. Jalen, LaDon, Charlie, and Clint heard of somebody. You don't need Jalen. He doesn't need to do a campus official visit. Like you think DJ needs a campus visit? The only and this is no shade towards the academic side. You think DJ needs to come to the Louisville campus and meet the you think he needs to come meet Josh Hurd and the student advisory president? With his NIL deal, like he doesn't need to worry about the dorms. He'll be able to stay anywhere in the city he wants. He'll be able to stay. I mean, he has like Nike got him together. He come here and stay at Norton Commons for 6 months. He'll be gone if he came to Louisville. You don't need to do a big recruiting. We try to like explain this stuff, and y'all act like you don't know this stuff already. Like you know good and well. You know good and well if you had a let's just say if you made $300,000 on a NIL, but like if you hit the 300,000 NIL mark, are you worried about because you're the number 1 or 2 or 3 player in the country? Are you worried about meeting any academic advisors, going to the football game, going to but these top tier guys, they're not doing that. I'm choosing between the NBA or the G League and a semester on campus or a year on campus. And I'm sorry, y'all, these are the waters we're swimming in where you're not. Listen, if the media tells you you lost out on a guy and they make it into a dog fight between you're not going to know anything about the recruiting in the top 25, 30. Now, when it gets to 40, 50, which is most of everybody's rosters, when it gets past 30, okay, I kind of like this school because of this. I kind of like this school because of that. Those are the players you'll start getting hints from, wondering, who did. Recruiting DJ is not a traditional recruitment. Even if Milt wasn't here, recruiting Isaiah Miranda is not a traditional recruitment. You know what's crazy about that? Y'all want to know why the media hated Tom Jurich? Because of what's going on right now. This is why the media hated Tom Jurich. Because he said, okay, like Tom Jurich would say something like today, like Florida State's 0-3. Do you think do you give up on that coach? Is that coach, did Leonard Hamilton forget how to coach because he's 0-3? No. Did Leonard Hamilton, do we just all of a sudden he ain't got it no more? No. So Tom Jurich was one of those people to come to to ask them questions at the media events. Okay, well, how do you feel about, this guy? Or how do you feel about, hey, this is Rick's first year. It's a rebuild. He lost to Oregon by 30. He is teaching a new style that's a lot different from the high post system. Rick came in here with a motion offense. The teams that ran before him were running a structured post offense. Chris Mack's offense had Carleek or somebody dribbling the ball off pick and rolls all day long. It's the exact opposite of what Kenny Payne wants. So any player who you've seen has been running pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll the entire time. There is not a big emphasis on penetration and kick, multiple paint touches. This is an entirely new way of playing basketball. This is game number 2, and you lost by 1 point in each game. And an entirely new defensive system. They never switched. Chris Max, if you knew somebody's offense, you might have a certain place where you switch. We didn't just switch. Whoa. Whoa, what's up with that? Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't like that phrasing. Um, hold on. What do you mean? It, it's easy to run these systems. Y'all remember how I said the hardest part is we're playing against each other and we're all running the same offenses. So for 6 months, we've been learning a new offense, playing against each other, playing the same style. Now we're playing against people older coaches had a system in place. Both of the schools we played, Davenport been at Bellarmine like 15 years, and the other guy been in his school like 9 years or 9 or 10 years. So you're playing people who have their system in place already for years and years and years. And listen, nobody thinks we should have lost these games. Like, let's be clear. Nobody thinks we should have lost these games at all. Everybody could see the confusion when we were playing. I don't know if I'm supposed to switch. I don't know if I'm supposed to, because we don't play like this, or we play a different way in practice. So we're learning these things for the first time. It's tough to switch systems. Yeah, because that's positive, Kevin. You don't talk about positive stories. That is banned around here. Nobody celebrates a positive story. Nobody celebrates improvement in a lot of areas. That's not, no, we need anxiety and panic and DJ going to Kentucky and ha ha ha. I don't even know why. It's people who are laughing about it who claim to be either Louisville fans or not a fan of either school. There's neutral people celebrating that Kentucky got another top class. Like, imagine how insane that looks to me. Imagine how insane it looks to me to see somebody who says they're a Louisville fan, and I scroll down their timeline and it says, they didn't do this right. 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 And I say, well, JJ looks more confident. And Jalen Withers is, if Jalen Withers is going to shoot 90% from the free throw line, Mike James is looking a lot better. His stroke looks confident. This guy, Hersey Miller, came in and gave us some good. Oh, Marcus is propaganda. That shit ain't propaganda what you're doing. Picking the 5 worst plays of Louisville's game and saying that's an indictment on the coaching staff. Because no, like what? What are we doing here? And I think it's more propaganda to say I don't want this coach, and now I'm going to spend the rest of the time trying to figure out or trying to prove to everybody that this, but here's the thing, they do that with all coaches. If it was just Kenny Payne, I don't know, I might call Rashawn them racist. I'm like, dude, you just hate black people. But they just be hating, so it's like, oh no, okay, no, you're just a hater. Oh, He has to attack the rim. Listen, every time Jalen, he lays up and he falls every time. That left-hand layup, he falls every time. Every single year we say, Jalen, you got to stay on your feet. Son, every time you fall, we got to play 5-on-4 on this end of the court. Repeat this, people. Every time you fall, Jalen, we play 5-on-4. So for 3 years, 2 years, whatever, redshirt year in 2 years, 3 years, Chris Mack has been saying to Jalen, tie your shoes up. You got to play stronger. You got to play stronger. You're going to have to stay on your feet. You're going to have to play stronger. We get to the game. Jalen makes an excellent move. He lays the ball up and he falls. Okay, so smart fan. Do you say every time Jalen, because listen, sometimes he's actually going to get knocked to the ground. Or do you say, okay, we're going to bench Jalen because he falls. We're going to ignore everything else he does that's good. But listen, I want to prove that Jalen sucks, so I'm going to just take the couple things that he does bad that irritates everybody and just show that. 6'9" athlete like Jalen Withers that can shoot free throws and three-pointers deserves a lot of credit and a lot of respect. I hate that he falls as much as anybody. I was the first person to jump on him about his shoes coming off. That's a problem. But we've seen 2 coaching staffs not be able to get it. Like, yes. And I say staffs because Coach Mack said it. When Mike Pegues took over, he was saying it. I'm sure Kenny Payne and them are saying it. Bro, we want you to get into the league. You got all this talent. Nobody's going to want you if, okay, we're down 6-7 points. We call this play. We get Jalen going to the baseline. He has a fucking runway. He's kind of about to dunk it, but he's just waiting to get hit. They hit him on the arm. He misses the dunk. He hits the free throws, but it's like there's something to build on there. But if I was a hater, I'd just say, oh, he's soft. Oh, he's soft. He ain't finished the dunk. He's soft. No, you got to keep working with him till you get them having some real confidence. You want Kenny Payne to undo something Jalen Withers been doing for 3 years? You want Kenny Payne to do it in 6 months? No, or is it the standard for Kenny Payne to change that about Jalen Withers in 6 months? That's the standard. See, that's standard. That's narrative stuff. Look at the real product. Jalen looks like a better player. Mike James looks like a better player. JJ Traynor, still hesitant, still kind of, thinking through things, looks like a better player. Jeff, it didn't hurt Cal and UK's stock letting Kareem Watkins, DJ's stepbrother, walk on. Right? Yep. It's definitely in rough. Listen, he's not doing system yet. Listen, you got to stop your man. That's the system. Y'all got to learn to stop some people together. Get through the screen or switch. Help side has to be ready. Man-to-man defense. Nobody's going, listen, nobody in this room is going to be in the NBA if you don't learn to play man-to-man defense. Nobody is going to be a complete basketball player until you learn to play some man-to-man defense. Okay? Everybody got to know this. If you can't get to the paint, jump stop, go strong, and keep the ball, keep possession of the ball, you're not going to the NBA. You're probably not going overseas. You're not going to do that. So when you say system, it's not about like X's and O's right now. They suck. You should be able to score on him. If you have a one-on-one opportunity, you and those other 3 teammates that you play with should be able to score on them. And you can't score on them because you don't have the mentality to score on them. Listen, when Sidney Curry gets the ball in the paint, y'all, and he loses the ball, is that a system? Do you know how many times we've lost the ball in the paint not being strong with the ball? That has nothing to do with system. If somebody shake and bakes L. Ellis, that's not a system. I understand what you're saying. You can say, hey, well, let's do a 1-3-1 zone or 1-3-1-1 zone or whatever. As a fan, if you just want to have the number in the check column of win, and then we play some good teams and get our ass kicked, we can schedule a bunch of bums and win and make the tournament. Then we can go get demolished when we play against the good teams. You can listen, it's easy to set up a schedule where you can win a bunch of games and we can go zone and we can be tall and we can just like challenge shots and be tall and long and just throw it to a couple inside guys. And it's not basketball and nobody benefits. The players don't benefit from that. They're not going to benefit until they get better individually, until they get a better mentality. I don't even think we really are. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I'm glad the 23 game is here. Shekels, I don't know about that. Actually, he might try to do too much. I don't like Adidas. I love Adidas. Nike Network, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That's a good shot. That's all it was. That was a long distance shot. Like I mean, you still should have won. You still should have won. Grambling busted Colorado before Colorado busted Tennessee. I know, Chris. That's what I'm saying. There's so many examples of all kind of teams and all kind of programs with established coaches taking early losses. But the Louisville fan it's not even the fan. It's the hater guy. That's not a Louisville fan. And what was that comment about allegiances or something? It's like, I'm a Louisville fan. Dumbass. Like, what do you mean? Oh, oh God. I know. A bunch of young punks in the fan. Or just unhappy people. I don't even think it's not young punks. It's not the young punks. It's the unhappy people. It's just the unhappy. Like, I mean, like, I hate pointing it out, but it's like you can always tell it's like real insecure people that got the biggest problem with positive people. Um, yeah, you don't need it. Yeah, you don't need to have a big long. I don't know. Charlie thought Jalen was too small at first, and then he liked him late. He knew. I mean, there's only so much he can do. That's like saying, listen, that's like saying if Jalen wanted my Livy to go play basketball for UT Women's, and I wanted her to come play for Jeff Walls. I mean, I could tell her, girl, come play for Jeff Walls, but if Jalen is her dad and Jalen says, Vol Nation loves me, loves everything, he say Vol Nation saved my life. Yeah, I'm gonna lose to the Vol Nation. Yeah, Adidas, step up your basketball recruiting game. Yeah, Adidas, help us out more. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I thought it was. Listen, I thought he was still 2 more early. Yeah, but that doesn't mean like it's like I thought he could still too big, but he could have though. I mean, he had a money base on the line, but he still had to. You still got to hold strong to to how you're gonna run your program. What time the game start tomorrow? Can somebody tell me what time the game starts tomorrow? Please, please, please. Actually, I'm gonna catch up on the chat. Sorry if I skipped somebody's comments. Sorry about that. What time does the game start? It starts at 6. Oh man. Oh man. Y'all, I won't even lie. Listen, today I got irritated with our fan base. I got extremely irritated with our fan base. And then I said, I'm gonna have to reevaluate and come out strong. I did not make it to practice. I want to see how they acting. Here's the problem, y'all. I know that's funny. We kind of do that. I didn't want to go to practice because I seen practice, and practice looks different from the game. So now I know. I seen them in practice. I seen them in the game. I see how they're not transferring a lot of the things they're teaching and going over and over and over and over again. I can see when they're not doing it in the game. So that means everything else that's involved in a game is getting in their head. They do a good job on the help side in practice. It's not transferring to the game yet. So if I go to practice and I see them talking and shot, rebound, go, and they're up and down the court and they're moving the ball like they're supposed to and all that good stuff, and then they get to the game and it doesn't look like the same team, do I need to go back to practice and see them do everything right again? Not everything right, but you get what I'm saying. I don't need to go back to practice yet and watch them execute in practice against each other the right way. I need the improvement from practice to game. I need them to take that stuff to the game. Yes, it's test anxiety, maestro. And the exact opposite of that is gamers. People who suck in practice, people who just, I mean, not maybe not necessarily because they're lazy, maybe some people overthink in practice. And then in the game, they just want to win. In practice, I want to do everything right. In the game, I want to win. Some people do their homework, regular grades, awesome. Test time comes, they get nervous, they get anxious. What if I forget everything? Wait. Oh, that was funny. Wait a minute. Oh, that was funny. That was so funny. Tino, I did not go to practice today. That's why. Yeah, listen, noob. Listen, y'all. I might need a day off. Okay, put it this way, y'all. If I take tomorrow off, y'all realize it's not because of DJ Wagner, because I could care less. I mean, listen, would have been nice to steal him, yes. I'm not bothered by the DJ Wagner thing. Everybody who wants to celebrate that Kentucky got DJ Wagner, what else is new? I don't care. If I don't do a show tomorrow, it's because I needed a day off. I'm gonna have to invoice the station. I'm gonna have to invoice the station for my gas going to the game. Because technically I'm covering the game. Oh, the game is at 6? This is funny. Moms Kelly said, I'm new to Louisville basketball, and some fans make me sick already. Hey, y'all. Hey. Listen. Not to put Moms Kelly business out at all, but she is very familiar with high-level basketball. Okay? Moms Kelly, I hope I didn't say too much. But she knows what high-level work to become a big-time basketball player looks like. She's familiar. So, she's not familiar with Louisville basketball per se, but she is familiar to high-level basketball. That's all. That's all. Moms Kelly, listen, I don't run it. Okay, you get my point. She knows exactly what we're talking about in here. She knows the yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, she knows that part of it. She knows the recruiting aspect. She knows the details of the she knows. Yeah. I didn't know it was a 6:00 game, y'all. I guarantee, that's funny. I guarantee Dan will be in the studio. Who, Bobby Hurley? Texas a pro. Yeah, then there's that. What about mom's who was it? Mom's Huggins Bruce. Hey y'all, She's like, where these, listen, Miles Higgins Bruce was like, where these rumors coming from? I'm asking because that's my son. That was funny. That's a fact. Damn, I mean, two games, 2 1-point losses are already on the Mount Rushmore of unacceptable, and he can't make it up. He cannot make it up. They've already decided that this is one failed year. And it's not it. Listen, it's not the roster fault. It's not the Cloud's fault. It's no other fault but Kenny Payne should have went and got a bunch of guards. So listen, he has no excuse because it's already his fault that he didn't stack the roster with guards. He didn't even know if he had scholarships for the next 3-4 years. So, hey, what if Kenny Payne decided, hey, either I get a big dog guard or I'm not getting anything at all and I'm saving the scholarship? Oh, my God. What if Kenny Payne said, I'm either going to get a big-time guard or I'm saving these scholarships so when the NCAA takes our tournament and takes these scholarships, I'll be ready to give them up. That's impossible. That's impossible. Because Kenny Payne should have just got some guards and don't worry about using the scholarships and don't worry about nothing. You just go get some guards, and you missed on every big time guard, and the Cloud didn't matter. You could have got a bunch of guards. No, how about I work on Kamari Lands being a 2 guard, because that's what he's going to need to be, and JJ Traynor being a 2 or 3, and, bringing these guys along. How about I work on having 6'8" 2 guards and being a good defensive team? Hold on, Moms Kelly. Hold on. Then hollering they got inside sources. Leave my son name. He's concentrated on these last 3 games and his future. Right. But they concentrate on making a story about him. I know. We had the smallest team in all of basketball. Not even that close, chat. Of course I do, Jeff. Of course I trust Fabio more than the coaching staff does. But I can do that as a fan. I can do that as a fan. Yep, Cards win tomorrow. Hit the like button. Let's get out of here. Listen, if I don't get in tomorrow, y'all know why. Maybe I'll just need a day off. I might listen again. I'm not worried about DJ. I'm not worried about hiding from anybody. I may just need a day off. Maybe my sleep schedule is a little too off. I end up waking up at 5 a.m, and maybe I might need a day off. Thank you for staying up, Lauren. Moms Kelly. Matt, Albert. Y'all get some sleep. We'll see about tomorrow.